Hello everybody, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I am Merriam, and today I am playing a blue-white as Foretold control deck. I featured one of these a little while ago, not sure quite how long, that was very hell-bent on utilizing as Foretold at 4 copies, and a bunch, and was very reactive. This is a bit more proactive of a deck with Spellcaller and Monastery Mentor. Also uses Opt to pair with Snapcaster Mage, as I've talked about. Only 2 copies of As Foretold, but Ancestral Vision still a fine card in the deck. And I think Spellcaller is just so good right now in Modern that not playing it in a deck like this is wrong. So we will try out this latest version. Did our opponent? Yeah, opponent won the die roll. They kept their 7. My hand's pretty good. Definitely want a healthy number of land drops. Can suspend Ancestral on 1, Spellcaller something, and then hopefully maybe go with Monastery Mentor Opt on 4. Don't really have a lot of good interaction here, so if our opponent is off to a fast start, we might just get run over, but you know, that's just how Modern works sometimes. Urborg, are we 8-racking? We might be. I would assume they will take Ancestral Vision if that is the case. Because I cannot imagine a better card against 8-rack. Yep. If they are 8-rack, then I believe they made a mistake being on the play, although they're getting paid off for it. But the 8-rack master Tom Ross usually chooses to be on the draw. And in later games, if given the option, I will also choose to be on the draw. Does look like our opponent is 8-racking us. Be interesting to see which one they take here. To protect against smallpox, I'm definitely going to wait if I can. Okay, well, the Mentor's gone anyway, but with Mentor against Pox, I'll want to make sure I can make a token. This is no bueno. I'll give them the info. I drew a Hallowed Fountain. My hand's crappy. See what else he got. I will discard a Tectonic Edge. Not really interested in trading resources myself. That's their job. So, okay. This is not the worst. Ugh, another land, not good. This is a matchup where I might actually cut As Foretold. They are attacking my mana a bit, but oh, I'm just going to sit here and accrue resources while they apparently don't have anything. They might have a Smallpox in their hand, and I don't want to just run a creature into it. If I draw an Opt, I can get some value out of the Snapcaster. How... Jesus. I shouldn't have let this resolve. I should have definitely quelled this. I just wasn't thinking. That was a mistake. Yeah, now they're just going to... Well, now I'm going to quell it. If they have a Smallpox now, I can play Snapcaster in response. That's going to start turning on their rack effects, which is going to start putting us under some pressure. Ugh. I do want to play this land. I want to get to 6, so maybe Colonnade can get turned on. But really hoping they don't have Smallpox. That'll basically do us in. Yeah, I'll end up being empty-handed regardless. So I'm going to start. I'd be taking 6 a turn at that point, and the Colonnade will have no chance of getting in. I think I'm about to get Smallpoxed. Oh no, Liliana, that I can deal with. Ooh, I'm also very happy that they minus instead of plus. They know I have a Snapcaster. Pretty sure they saw it. Probably have a second Liliana, though. So this is still a problem. Oh, you know, yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have animated Colonnade in response. Sacked the Colonnade. Left myself with 2 cards in hand. I saved myself 4 points of damage. Okay, playing a little loose here. A little loosey-goosey. Might lose because of it. Magic is hard. Attack Liliana. Is it worth it to play this land to get the colonnade down? If they have another Liliana, then I'm going to need to attack it. But if they have another Liliana, I can just animate the colonnade anyway and sack it again. And then if they have another Liliana and they're smart enough to choose to plus at that point. But if they weren't smart enough to plus the last time, I think I'm going to pass. Playing the land represents 4 damage for me, but it represents 4 damage for my opponent too. And I'd rather... they have that. Yeah. I guess it's likely to represent that damage for them anyway. They just need a retrace or any discard spell like that. I wonder what this last card in their hand is. If I can get like a Cryptic Command, that would be really good to stem some of this bleeding. As is, this is going to be a close game. It's not a bad one to draw. Let's hope I don't have to cast it yet. Oh, yes. Okay, that was excellent. Not having to... I am, just in case I need to cast a Snapcaster, I'm going to wait one more turn before playing Seachrome Coast. Yeah, I'm just going to let them take the Snapcaster with the Thoughtseize rather than take a bunch of damage. And we might be turning this around. Ooh, I like the Logic Knot. Again, I can wait one more turn, I think, because I'm going to attack them to 8 here, and then 6, and then the next turn attack for exactly 6. So let's keep lands. I don't think that is relevant. I think we can let that live, even though they likely don't have anything back that's relevant. They're probably just sandbagging lands in case they draw a retrace, the retrace card, which would be really good. Can I beat that? Might not be able to beat that. So I guess if they have it and they get to cast it 3 times, I'm exactly dead. So I can't beat it. What about Smallpox? Then I can just counter that one and then kill them. So I just can't beat Raven's Crime if they have 2 lands in hand because I didn't counter the rack. But this is better against top deck Smallpox, which I think is more likely. Either way, right now because I have an untapped land now, I can just pass with 4 cards in hand in case I need to use this Logic Knot and not take damage. Maybe I was supposed to play the Coast, actually, and then even if I have to Logic Knot, I only take 2, and then I can... But if I do nothing, then I can activate Colonnade and Logic Knot with it. But now I'm at the point where I'm sort of fearing... I'm just fearing any... a Fatal Push on their part for the Colonnade, so I'm actually going to slow play this again, because now I don't have to worry about the retrace card, Raven's Crime. If they cast that a bunch, I can just discard 3 cards, leave myself with Logic Knot Island, only take 2, and kill them. So they can't tap out without dying. And they're dead in 2 turns anyway. This one I can just Logic Knot. Blue. Pay 2, please. So Fatal Push is another card that they could definitely have here. I don't have to fear Smallpox because I can just animate the Colonnade in response. I guess if they have Smallpox Fatal Push, then I'm in rough shape. But even then, if they have Smallpox and Fatal Push, I'm down to 3 lands. I discard this Settle the Wreckage. I have 4 cards in hand still, and they're at 1. I just have to draw something to kill them. So yeah, a little rocky there. I did not play that game particularly well, but I will take it. Destroy just creatures, yeah. Is there any chance of me getting 1/1s off of this? I don't think so. They just go with Mutavault. I do like this card, though. I don't like this one. And I don't much care for Path to Exile either. But I guess I have to keep some in because my deck is not that well set up for this matchup. Rejection can counter the Rack, and that is it. Rest in Peace deals with the Retrace card. Maybe this card is better at dealing with Mutavault than Path is, because it can gain me some life in a race. I'm willing to just have it in my deck, and especially in a split. I think some of that life gain could be quite relevant. But I don't have much of a sideboard here. Let's just hope I play this game a little bit better. Maybe get an Ancestral Legion down. They choose to play first again. And I, very unfortunately, have to mulligan because this hand is completely unplayable. Not a matchup where you want to mulligan. Jeez. Both colorless lands. I don't think I can realistically mulligan to 5. I have some action if I can find one colored land. That I'm far away from casting. Oh, just Raven's Crime is not bad. This is the card I'm furthest away from using, I think, even though it's one of the better overall cards in my hand. Blah. Blah. I should have played Tech Edge. I don't want. If I get Smallpox, I'd rather not lose the Moorland Haunt. Now they can take the Spell Queller and leave me without really any gas, but oh wow, they are on a 1-lander. Well, I still haven't found a blue source, so we're in for an interesting one. Okay, the Rack I can deal with. Okay, and there's a land. So, fortunately, maybe I was wrong to discard the Snapcaster. I would have had to discard a Negate, though. I wish I had had this crummy Path in my hand. Blah. Not another land. Deprive's an interesting one in this matchup. Yeah, it's going to trade for a card anyway. Might as well trade for my worst card. And do I want to hope to find another blue source and use this Deprive cheekily? Probably not. Oh, wait, that hasn't resolved yet. I'll just discard it. If I can find another blue source, I can start activating Moorland Haunt. That'll be cool. I would be okay with that. Not taking too much damage right now. Queller does not do anything as of yet. This might be a tough one. Might be a tough one because they are flush on gas. Might be a... This might be one that I lose to a Smallpox. If I can find an island, that lets me Smallpox away the Tech Edge and still cast everything and activate Moorland Haunt. Find an island, get to the token first, and then spell call something. But I'm also just low on cards against this Rack to be able to trade as aggressively as I might need to. have been better for me to just get a Snapcaster down at some point, and I'm gonna think I'm gonna negate these. This is where the clock comes from. The more time I give myself to be able to draw some cards and have them maybe draw some lands, I think the better. That I'm happy with. I'll take one. Ugh. Another Spell Queller. I've drawn 3 of them now, and a Cryptic. All cards I couldn't cast. That one's fine. I'll discard a Queller. That one's going to be rough. That means they're not going to flood. So I can discard. Oh, yeah, I guess they were just holding lands because of Raven's Crime. Smart. This is going to be tough now because if I quell a Raven's Crime, then it just gets set up for Smallpox. But I think I have to try to get a Queller down. I think I have to take the risk because otherwise they're just going to Raven's Crime my hand away, and these negates are going to be useless anyway. Come on, untapped land. Okay. Well, I'm unfortunately dealing myself a fair bit of damage. That does reduce the clock from the rack a turn. From at 16, I was at 1 mod 3. Now I'm at -1. Oh, they have another Raven's Crime. That's gross. Well, I'm gonna get this down anyway. Is this a May? It's not even a May. I actually just prefer not to exile this so that when they can't kill this at instant speed and get a discard out of it. But I need to get the Queller down to start maybe getting a race. Now I'm just going to draw and activate Moorland Haunt to get more things here. Oh, they are trying. They have Dismember. Interesting. Yeah, they are trying to get it. Well, fortunately, I drew a Snapcaster, which is one of the better cards I could have drawn in this spot. So let's Snap Negate that. Really wish I could Snap Deprive it, but target negate. And negate this Dismember. So that was an excellent draw. I got 4 life out of them in this race, which is really important. So now they're at 14. I attack for 4, 5, 6. I have a 3-turn clock, and they have less than that. So they need to find another Rack or Affliction or Removal spell, which is a lot of cards. But if they just flood on a bunch of discard here, I do win this race. Smallpox here would not be the end of the world. I sack Tech Edge. They go down to 1 land and nothing in hand. I can start drawing cards, mitigating the rack, and making tokens. So I'm not super afraid of Smallpox. Yeah, that Snapcaster Mage was an absolutely incredible draw. That could just win the game by itself. And he played straight into it. Not saying he was wrong to play into it, but just that's the way it happened to be. Awkward Opt is awkward. Attack you for 4. So they go to 10, I go to 5, they go to 5, I go to 2, and then they die. Yeah. So I am winning this race. And that's assuming they make me discard my hand the entire time. If they have a rack here, they win the race exactly. That one's less bueno. So they're going to go to 9 here. That's still a 2-turn clock. I sack the token I make, attack them to 5, and then make a token. The issue is if they have another Smallpox and a land, but they would have to draw one of those 2 because they're going to be down to 1 card in hand. So I do think it's right to just make them Moorland Haunt token. I would have to opt into a counter spell, which is quite difficult. Sure, let's exile a Queller. Okay, I'm at 7. I will discard this one. You will discard Liliana. That is smart. I will sacrifice a spirit token. You will sacrifice a swamp. I will sacrifice a tech edge. So I'm dead to... Ooh. Ooh. Oh no! That is a problem. Hmm. So I'm thinking about giving my team lifelink and gaining 4 life here. That will beat a smallpox, I believe. So I go to 8. Then they're at 5. They go to 4 with pox. I go to 7. I go to 4 on my turn and kill them in 2 turns. Yeah, so I would win at 1. So I would beat a smallpox that way, whereas I lose to smallpox land if I just attack and threaten lethal next turn. The thing is, I would go to 8. If they have another rack on their next turn, I lose. But if I lose to that either way, or Shrieking Affliction. So I can't beat another rack effect. And the Azorius Charm plan, I think, is much better against any removal spell. I guess not against Dismember, but it can beat a Funeral Charm, for instance, or a Fatal Push. So I think this is the best line. Lifelink. Okay, let's see what they have. It does give them 1 extra turn to find a rack effect, so that is a... Oh, wow. Well, I'm a little surprised that they conceded there because I guess, yeah, I'm at 8. I was going to go to 5. I draw 1 card. I'm dead to... I guess I'm not dead to another rack. So I actually do beat a rack there as long as they don't follow it up with another discard. So sometimes I beat a rack, but I can't beat a Shrieking Affliction. They had 1 more draw step there. Maybe a little frustration on their part. I think the big deal actually, definitely in that second game, a big deal was that they did not take the draw. In the first game, they got paid off for it because they got to use a discard spell on an Ancestral Vision that otherwise is almost unbeatable. But the rack deck definitely wants to be on the draw because they want to empty their opponent's hand. They're not really that concerned with them getting on the board quickly. So either way, we were able to win a couple close games in a weird matchup. Unfortunately, as Foretold and Ancestral Vision never really came up, but Spell Queller was great. Spell Queller is just an excellent card in Modern right now. Arilax has been singing praises a ton, and I will echo those as much as I can. So hope you enjoyed that one, and you can come back and see me on Friday. Bye. It's getting dark.